Hey there, welcome to Live by Design, a place where I hope you'll find content that is informative, inspiring, and insightful. I'm your host, Muadi and I'm happy to be here, happy to see you. Before I get into my topic today, I have two announcements that I wanted to share with you. First, I am in the process of planning a one-woman show lecture called An Evening with Muadi that's going to be taking place in the fall in Boston, my only live event this year. It's going to be an evening where I share with a group of women. Guys you can come to, but primarily I work with women, and just share some ideas, some thoughts, some resources to help anybody that wants to upgrade, improve their life, and just have more joy and have a better experience on this planet. Many of you know my story. Up until my 30s, I was a hot mess. Externally, it looked like I might have had it all together, but internally, I was dying a slow, painful death every day. I had an experience in my mid-30s that woke me up. I made a decision that I didn't want to live like that anymore. And ever since then, I've been working really, really hard to get back to that place of knowing the truth of who I am. Is my life perfect now? Absolutely not. Are there days when I don't even want to get out of bed? Absolutely. But those days are not as often. They don't come as often as they used to. They don't last as long as they used to. And for the most part, I live a pretty good, happy, healthy, joyful life. And so my intention in the lecture and this work and my social media is just to share information and to create a forum so that other people can come together and we can work together to figure out how to have a good life. So that's the first thing. An evening with Muadi in the fall in Boston. So look out for information for that. And then also, I'm working with Shape Up with Shaumba Yanja Debinga, and we are coordinating a retreat in the fall, also in Massachusetts, for women, a weekend retreat where we will be doing health and wellness, fitness. She's a certified fitness instructor, fitness expert. So we'll be doing workouts, healthy eating, speaking, talking, group work. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so I'm sharing these two things with you so that you can get amped and get excited. Also, so you can help keep me accountable. I've been talking about the retreat and doing a one evening show for a couple of years now. This year, I feel like it's really the perfect time to launch it. And so I want you to help keep me accountable. Speaking of accountability, let's get to the topic. I just finished a 10-day juice cleanse. And it almost took me out. It kicked my behind. I've done juice cleanses before. I've done 2 30-day juice cleanses. I've done 3 days. I've done 5 days. And this is the hardest one I've ever done. And for the last couple of days, it ended last night. Yesterday was the last day. And I didn't cheat. I did what I was supposed to do. For the last couple of days, I've been struggling to figure out what was it about this particular experience that made it so hard for me. And I've been reflecting this morning, now that it's over, about what was it that allowed me to be successful at it, even though it almost took me out. What made it difficult was that this is a very challenging time in my family's life. We just experienced a death of the extended family, and which didn't require, but resulted in the family to sort of, my family's very close and we work very well together. And so when one person has something going down, the rest of us just fall into formation and get things done. So my sister, technically she's my sister-in-law, but by the time this comes out, everybody will know. My sister, Kendra's father, passed, and she needed to go to Boston and be in Boston for as long as she needed to be in Boston. And so for her to be in Boston, as long as she needed to be in Boston, I needed to come to D.C. so that I could help with our children, my nephew and my nieces who are here. That's just how my family flows. And it's always been like that. When one needs, we all jump and we sort of figure it out. So we've all been sort of working around how can we make that possible for her? How do we maintain the yoga business to make sure that that's running smoothly? And on top of that, make sure the families are running smoothly and all the other things that we have going on are going smoothly. So we were juggling a lot of different things and are still juggling those things. In addition to that, it's the beginning of the new year. And I set some goals in my business for myself. I set some fitness goals, some health and wellness goals. And so this unexpected turn of events has just caused us all to have to sort of shift gears, shift focus. Everybody is navigating this new space to make sure that we are supporting my sister and that we are also continuing to move forward in a way that allows us to do the things that we want to do. And so when I started the juice cleanse, I just didn't anticipate that it would come and that all of these other things would start cascading and happening at the same time. I've also gotten some business opportunities that have come my way. I'm having some challenges with my house. And I mean, everything's just coming. And so I realized that it's not the juice cleanse per se. It wasn't the act of juicing per se that was causing me all this stress and anxiety. It was doing it while life was trying to threw me a curveball, basically. And so I did it. I did it with a group of women. I'm coaching a group of women in my Upgrade Your Life program. It's a year-long program. And we all did the juice cleanse together. Well, there was an invitation for everybody to do the juice cleanse together. I don't know who all did it. I know some folks who did, some people maybe didn't, but I was doing it with some other women. And so we did it together, and I'm happy that it's over. But I'm also happy that I was successful. I didn't cheat. I did what I was supposed to do. So I realized it was hard because life was getting in the way. Not getting in the way. Life was just happening. Life was doing what it does. It kept on moving. It was just moving forward. I had made a decision that I wasn't going to cheat. I wasn't going to quit. And at the same time, I had to figure out how to just get through this one with as much success as possible. So I got up this morning, and after the children, my brother took the children to school, I started to reflect on how was I able to make it happen when it really felt like I was going to fold. And I figured it out. 3 things: accountability, planning, and elimination of excuses. Accountability, planning, and elimination of excuses. Accountability. I told everybody that was important to me that I was on a juice cleanse. My siblings knew it. My nieces knew it, and they are very much always, they always have my back. How's it going? What day is it? Are you still on it? You know, in a positive, affirming way, as opposed to some people, oh, you shouldn't be doing a juice cleanse. Juicing is not good for you. I can show you this scientific study that says this, and so said. Not like that. But are you still doing it? How's it going? Do you want me to grab you your juice? That type of thing. I had the women in that coaching group who were also doing it. Not all of them, but a few of them were doing it. So the accountability piece was really important because I knew other people were watching me. I knew other people were on this journey with me. I knew other people were supporting me, that whenever I felt like, ugh, just a little, can I have half a bean, just a piece of salad, something. Every time I thought about that, I thought about the people that I had invited into my life to be accountable to hold me accountable. And the thought of having to tell my niece and Deji, of all of them, oh girl, I ate this or I ate that. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. I know that I'm a role model for her and my other nieces. She's the one who particularly, my other nieces, they tend to be a little bit more soft. Oh, it's okay, Auntie Muadi. The other one, Deji, she's like, well, how come you didn't finish it? Well, why didn't you do it? You know what I mean? And I know I'm a role model for her. So it inspired me to keep on going, knowing that I was getting up on my social media page in our private Facebook group, and telling the women, okay, this day is happening. It's day 8, it's day 9, it's day 10. I couldn't go in there with integrity and good conscience and say I didn't do it, or go and say I did something that I didn't do. I just couldn't do that to them. I wouldn't do that to myself. So it was critically important to me that my accountability tribe could be proud of me, and that they knew that I was in it for the long haul. And it was very helpful to me because I chose the right people. Now, everybody can't be your accountability partner. Naysayers and poo-pooers and people who don't believe in you should not be anywhere near your accountability tribe when it's time for you to check in about goals and things like that. I have people who care about me, who love me, who respect me, who support me, and who appreciate how important this journey was to me. They were keeping me accountable, so that was important. Planning. There was not a day in these last 10 days that I woke up and did not have juice in this house, or juice at the ready at my fingertips. It's freezing outside. I had juice in my car. When I went to practice yoga, I had juice in the refrigerator. Yes, I practiced yoga. Yes, I still did exercise. There was a day or two where I had to, sit out a couple of postures because I just felt, dizzy and tired. That was okay with me. But I had my juice with me at all times. I planned it out. There was not a day that I didn't have an ample supply of juice at the ready, so I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to worry about it, and I didn't have to find myself without and then have to kind of decide, what do I do now? What do I do now? You can't walk around with your fingers crossed hoping that things are going to work out when you have a major goal that you are trying to achieve. You've got to be really clear about what needs to be done and have that plan in place so that when life does continue to do what it's supposed to do, which is move forward and twist and turn and challenge you, you still have a plan to focus on so you don't get off course. Third thing, no excuses. No excuses. Now, I do believe in giving ourselves second chances. And I do believe that sometimes it's important for us to start over. We're not perfect. We fall off. We make mistakes. We make wrong turns. And at the same time, sometimes we're a little bit too easy on ourselves because we are focusing on the self with a small s as opposed to the self with a big S. Small self needs excuses. Small self needs outs. Small self needs back doors, right? Big self. And when you really understand the truth and the bigness of who you are, and that you are walking around with a big S on your chest, realize I don't need to make excuses. I just need to get this done. I just need to get this done. Now, sometimes things will happen that will make it impossible in the moment, but it won't be by my doing. It will be something that's out of my control. I can control what I put in my mouth. I can control when and how I move this body. There are other things that happen that are not within my control, and sometimes you have to surrender to that and find a way to get around it. But the things that are within my control, I cannot make excuses about why I didn't get it done. I've just got to get it done. I woke up this morning, had a challenge last night, had a challenging phone call last night, a series of text messages that sort of, got under my skin, and woke up this morning saying, no excuses, Muadi, get it done. Am I special? Of course I'm special. So are you. I'm no more special than you. Sometimes people are like, oh, Muadi, you're so lucky. No, I'm not lucky. And I'm not special because nobody's special because we're all special. However, in this particular situation, I told myself I'm going to burn the boats. Tony Robbins says, when you want to take the island, you got to burn the boats. That means that once you get on that island, there's no turning back. There are no excuses. There are no outs. Again, there are certain things that are not within my control, and sometimes I have to let things go. But if it's within my control, it's up to me to make sure I stand firm, I'm steadfast, and I don't make any excuses. So yes, was this just challenging? You bet your bottom dollar. There were several days that, a couple of those days, as a matter of fact, I was just making it hour to hour, minute to minute. I remember we were in Ghana several years ago, and we were talking to a bishop who was building a church and an orphanage and doing fundraising on the continent, which was very challenging for him. And I asked him, I said, Bishop, how is it that you're going to, do you ever get overwhelmed? Like, how are you building this? It seems so daunting. And he said to me, sister, if I thought about the long term and how much work I have to do, I would get stuck. I'm building this church. I'm building this orphanage one day, $1, one brick at a time. I got through this challenge, one juice, 1 hour, one breath at a time. But I had an accountability tribe. I had a clear plan, and I had completely made excuses not available. There were no excuses, period. I eliminated them for this particular challenge, and it got me through. It's still early in the year, y'all. It's still January. I know it's the last day of January, but you still have time. It's only the first month. Statistically, again, most people by now have abandoned their goals, have abandoned what they said that they were going to do. If you fell off, you can still get back on. Take out your goals. Figure out what it is that you want to do. Get an accountability group together. One person, two people who love you, who respect you, who will honor you, but also will keep you committed and keep you on point and keep you on course. Get a plan. Every day, look at your plan. Write it out. What am I going to do? What do I need? What do I need to get? How am I going to spend my time? And get rid of your excuses. You cannot control things that are outside of your control. Of course, life events that are not of your doing, that are not of your making, are not things that you can control. I get that. But there are a lot of things that you can control. And you've got to get to the place, you've got to, if you want to have change, to eliminate the excuses. Accountability partner, planning, and eliminating excuses helped me survive one of the toughest juice cleanses of my life. I believe that those three things can help you too. If there's anything that I can do to help you with any of the goals that you set for yourself, please hit me up on Facebook, Live by Design with Muadi, Instagram, Muadi Dibinga, or here in this space, and I will do the best that I can to support you. That's it. That's my message. I hope to see you in the fall at the retreat and at our show, the One Woman Show. I hope to see you at the same time here, this time next week. And until I see you next, have a great day. Have a great week. Take care of yourself, the ones that you love.